Hello, everyone. Welcome to Barca News. It is November 28th, 2025, and it's been revealed that Deco met with a major agent while in London. Also, Hansi Flick's priorities for the summer transfer market have been revealed. And finally, we do have good news in regards to Marc-Andre Ter Stegen. We have a lot to discuss, so let's begin. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the channel. My name is Mo, and I'm still away from home. I'm still away from my YouTube studio. This is why I'm doing this short live. This is not a podcast, so I won't be reading the comments live. However, this is just to bring you all the Barcelona news while I'm still on the road. I will be back home on Sunday. So, starting Sunday, it's back to your regularly scheduled videos and podcasts. Anyways, having said all that, let's dive right into the news because, ladies and gentlemen, it's been revealed that Deco met with a major agent while in London. Now, as you know, Barcelona played against Chelsea at Stamford Bridge this past week. And while Deco was there in London with the team, he met with an agent. And when I mean agent, of course, I mean football agent. And it's no other than Alessio Ceccarelli. I think that's how you say his name. If not, please let me know in the comment section. But Deco met with Alessio in London. This was kind of like a routine meeting that happens between sporting directors and agents. Well, sporting director, hey, how you doing? What players are you representing? Who's doing what? Who's looking to move? If they do, what's their salary like? What their club is gonna want? Things like that, just to touch bases, just to know what's out there in the market, what players will be making any moves soon. And Deco met with Alessio while in London. Now, of course, again, this is not a meeting to discuss specific players. This is just to discuss the portfolio of the agent, which begs the question, what players could possibly come out of this meeting? Well, we do have an answer because guess what? Transfer market not only shows us players and clubs, it also shows us what players are represented by which agents. Now, Alessio does work for, I think it's called World Soccer Agency or something like that. But this is the list of players that this agency currently represents. Now, on top, as we see, the biggest profile is Moise Kean, the 25-year-old center forward who currently plays at Fiorentina. This could be a potential target for Barcelona because guess what? Barcelona are in the market for a center forward come the summer once Robert Lewandowski's contract expires. Now, if we go down the list, here we have an attacking midfielder and third highest profile player they represent, Riccardo Calafiori, the 23-year-old left back who currently plays at Arsenal, hasn't been getting too many minutes. And as we know, Barcelona are considering signing the left back, someone that can compete with Alejandro Balde. So, could this be maybe someone that could emerge as a target after this meeting between Deco and Alessio? We don't know. We don't know. Now, if we keep going down the list, I don't know if there's any more high-profile players that could be like a Barcelona fit. But those are the two that kind of jump out at me from this list is Moise Kean and Riccardo Calafiori. Now, of course, I want to hear you guys' thoughts. Who do you think Deco could be considering from this list of players that this agent represents? Let me know down below in the comments section. Now, let's move on to the next bit of news because speaking of the transfer market, we now know Hansi Flick's priorities for the summer, and you probably know them by now because I've been discussing them. But this is coming from more official sources who are close to Flick and who are close to the club. Now, as you know, by now around these dates, November, December is when clubs start to meeting with their coaches. Hey, what do you need? What do we need to sign? And this is when clubs start to make, more research, more in-depth research to see what players are going to be signing in the summer. Yes, you have to do your homework ahead of time. You cannot wait for the summer transfer market to start making moves because by then it's too late. But it's been revealed that Hansi Flick has three priorities for the summer transfer market. Now, the number one priority is, of course, a left-footed center back, something that I've been talking a lot about in this channel because since the departure of Inigo Martinez and now that Christensen will most likely be leaving too, Flick is looking for another center back. Of course, several options in this category, all options that we've discussed. Schlotterbeck, for example, out of Dortmund, that's Hansi Flick's favorite option. We have Murillo in Nottingham Forest, that's Deco's favorite option, but a very expensive one. Gonzalo Ignacio out of Sporting CP. Luis Benedetti in Palmeiras, more like a future bet. And then, of course, we have Marguerite, not really a left-footed center back, but nonetheless a really good center back who does play on the left and who will become a free agent come this summer. Second priority, very easy, center forward, right? Lewandowski's contract expiring in the summer, and Barcelona will be looking to sign a replacement. Now, of course, we can talk about the big names like Haaland and Julian Alvarez. Those are names that Barcelona are very interested in, but the reality is that those options are absolutely impossible. Now, there is the more affordable option of Harry Kane. He has a release clause worth 65 million euros. That's something that Barcelona can afford, but of course, it's going to depend on whether the player is going to want to leave Bayern Munich. And as I reviewed with you recently, Harry Kane just said that he was happy at Bayern Munich. So this one is a question mark. And then there's the more affordable options like Hirasi or, of course, Eta Ayon. Now, I think out of the affordable options for me, Eta Ayon will be a clearer choice over Hirasi, just given the age and just given that, Eta Ayon is currently playing in La Liga. And now the number 3 priority for Hansi Flick is, of course, a left winger, something that Hansi Flick has been asking for since he arrived. This could be solved if Marcus Rashford ends up shining and Barcelona end up signing him. If not, Barcelona going to have to go to the market and look for somewhere else. Now, of course, there are other positions that we could reinforce, like the right back or the left back. But as I've explained many times, we just simply cannot go and sign 4, 5, 6 players or go reinforce 4 or 5 different positions because unfortunately, we don't have the money. We don't have the financial fair play. So what do we have to do? We have to prioritize. In an ideal world, yes, we would sign a right back, a left winger, a center forward, a center back. But unfortunately, we're not in that position to do that. So we're going to have to prioritize. The number 3 priorities are center back, left winger, and center forward. All right, let's move on to the next bit of news because we do have good news in regards to Marc-Andre Ter Stegen, because reports are stating that Ter Stegen could get the medical clearance before the end of this year. And that's really, really good news. And I'm going to tell you why in a few moments. Now, Ter Stegen did get a back surgery, the second back surgery that he's had. This one he had in July. He's been out ever since. Now, recently, he started training on the pitch. That, of course, is good news because, as I've explained many times, after a surgery, step number 1, heal. You don't do anything. Step number 2, you start doing physical therapy to strengthen the muscles or where the injury is. Step 3, you start training in the gym. Step 4, you start training on the pitch. This is where Marc Ter Stegen is currently at, his training on the pitch. And then, of course, step 5 would be to train with the team. For the goalkeepers, they don't really train with the team. So it's more like training in front of goal with the gloves on, blocking shots, etc. So right now, Ter Stegen is in step 4, getting closer to step 5 with every passing day. And reports are stating that he could get the medical clearance before the end of this year. Now, why is this good news? This is good news because, of course, the ideal thing would be for Marc Ter Stegen to leave in the winter transfer market. It would be ideal for Barcelona because then they can register Joan Garcia with no problem, since Joan Garcia right now is registered in the place of Ter Stegen. But when Ter Stegen is, back from injury, we're going to have to figure out a different way to register Joan Garcia. But if Ter Stegen leaves, we can register Joan Garcia, no problem. And it's also ideal for the player himself because, of course, Ter Stegen needs to get minutes if he wants to be the starting goalkeeper for the German squad in the World Cup. Now, on to the last bit of news because reports out of France reports out of England, stating that PSG are currently tracking the situation of Marcus Rashford. They're saying that Luis Enrique is very interested in Rashford, that he has requested that PSG try to sign him. So if Rashford doesn't stay at Barcelona, PSG are willing to offer upwards of 50 million euros for Rashford. Remember, Barcelona have an option to buy worth 30 million. So PSG they're saying they want him so bad that they're even willing to pay more than the 30 million euros that Barcelona would pay if they decide to keep him. Now, with this report, I would put an asterisk right next to it, or maybe a question mark. I don't know if Luis Enrique would want Marcus Rashford because, as you know, Luis Enrique plays a very similar system to Flick. He likes all his 11 players constantly pressing. as we've seen, Rashford is not one of those players. So I don't know if really Luis Enrique wants this, or if this is just Rashford's agent trying to put pressure on Barcelona. Like, look, over there, they want Rashford. They're going to pay more. Sign him before it's too late. That could be it. Or maybe it is true. Maybe Luis Enrique does want Marcus Rashford. I don't know. But my question to you is, do you think this report is true? If so, do you think Barcelona should sign Rashford? Let me know down below in the comments section. Anyways, that is all the news for this video. I did go live a few moments ago. If you haven't seen it yet, make sure to check it out. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, drop a comment, and as always, Visca Barça.